Welcome to our first introductory Disney vlog. I'm Will.
Cindy.
And we are going to start a new vlog documenting our upcoming Disney vacation. And we're going to call it Poppin' into Disney. Okay, Poppin' for, our favorite Mary Poppins. And we think it would be kind of cool to kind of go popping into different parts of the parks, of the resorts, and just try to explore, different parts of Disney. One thing that we were going to do that's different than what we've seen, we've seen a lot of vlogging going on, but we've noticed that a lot of them bring children, and we did that. We have a grown-up daughter now, and we brought her to Disney, like good, responsible parents.
Yes.
Yeah. But we just thought it would be nice to do an adult perspective, because we feel like the adults that go into Disney, a lot of times we see adults that are just, kind of there and they're dragging their kids around. But we've gone all these years and we've seen, a huge amount of opportunities for adults, right?
Right. There's lots of fun things to do for adults.
Yeah. So we kind of created a little wish list that we're going to try to, accomplish. It's pretty big. But before we get to that and talk, we're not even going to talk about all of it, but before we get to some highlights, how long have we been popping into Disney? Can you remember your first Disney trip? Throwing you on the spot.
I went on spring break with friends from college, and we did some time in Fort Lauderdale, and then we went to Disney for a few days, and that was fun. That was great. So me and a few other girls, sorority sisters.
Okay, there you go. My first trip was, I was very young. I was about 6 or 7, and it was close to when the park just opened, or a few years after the park had opened. And from then we had gone. Right, I think you had gone once or twice to, I think you'd been to Disneyland once, right?
No.
Oh no, that's right. No, just Disney World. Early, a few years later, and then I went on and off with my parents, and we decided when we first got married, which is now
almost 23 years.
Yeah, 23 years ago. And we decided to have our honeymoon in Disney. We didn't do the Disney wedding. The Disney wedding was a little new at that time, and it was also very expensive then too. Mm-hmm. So we opted instead to try to keep our wedding costs more local and keep the cost down. So we went to Disney World for a very wonderful honeymoon.
Awesome. And
where did we stay?
The Grand Floridian.
Yeah, we aimed high for our first trip together.
That was our first and last.
Yes, we haven't been there since to the Grand Floridian, that is, but we really had a wonderful time. And that back then it was in the 90s, which Animal Kingdom had not existed yet.
Right.
So we had the 3 parks, and we pretty much stayed on property. I think we took one day and went to Universal.
Right.
And we liked it. It was nice, but
our heart belongs to Disney.
Yeah, it did. And then nothing against our Universal loving folks and neighbors that we understand. We think it's has some great rides, attractions. The theming is neat and everything, but you can't beat Disney in our opinion with for the whole Disney bubble. Just being there. So. And we've gone for many years, but we
like to go on our own because we also take large groups of music students on trips to Disney.
Yes. I'll just say that we've both worked with high school marching band, and I also work with high school orchestra, and we have taken high school students on several trips. I think we've done 5. I think we've done, over the course of 20 years, we've done 5 trips, and they're awesome. And maybe someday we'll do a vlog about that specifically. But it's just that when we go with that many students, and we go with we can take as many as 200. I think our biggest group we took 223 students.
A lot.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
And it can be daunting, the prep work for it. But the trip itself is always very fun. The kids have a great time, and they're generally well behaved because there's just so much to do. And we do great with it, but we do love to go on our own. We do love to go when it's just 2 or 3 with our daughter, and we've gone on and off over the years. We've done different things, like we've done the Disney cruise a few times. Mm-hmm. We are members of the Disney Vacation Club because we did, we'll save that story for another day. But we we're looking into vacation ownership, like timeshare type things, and we went to an outside company and looked at theirs, and it kind of occurred to us that we really would rather do Disney, and we ended up walking right in and pretty much, buying into it.
Signing our name right on the line.
Where do we sign? And it was great, and we haven't regretted it for 1 second. It allows us to go every year, sometimes twice a year, and for extensive amounts of time. When we go, we're both teachers, so we go in the summer. It is hot, but we like to extend our trip so that we don't have to go all day. And that's something you're going to see when we give you our blog, our daily updates. You're going to see that, there are times in the day that we might get up in the morning and go explore one park, but then only for an hour or 2 or 3 at the most. And then we'll come back to the resort and we'll go swimming, or we'll take a nap, or we'll relax. And we just try to recharge the batteries so that we can go back out again in the late afternoon.
When it's cooler.
When it's cooler. It's cooler in the morning, it's cooler in the evening. It's still very humid, but without the sun, it's more bearable. And that's what we're going to pretty much plan to do. And we've done it pretty much every year for, about 15 years now, almost, right? So we have a pretty good understanding of what there is to do there, what kind of experiences adults can have. Not just any adults either. We've seen a lot of vlogs where there is a lot of attention paid to thrill rides. Going on the thrill rides. Well, first of all, it's very difficult to vlog going on a thrill ride because most of the more craziest thrill rides don't allow you to film anyway. So we don't want to break any rules. And even if we did, it wouldn't be very effective. It'd just be a bouncy camera. So that's one thing. And the other thing is that we are not, I would say, the most thrilling of thrill ride enthusiasts, that you could say. We do like Test Track, right?
Yes.
And there's certain other ones. And I enjoy Star Tours. There's a few roller coasters I might, it's like Goofy's Sky School, that type of thing, that are not bad. But when I was young, when my daughter was younger, when our daughter was younger, she loved the thrill ride. So I was the one who was elected to take her on. But yeah, but it was all right. It was fun. But I noticed as she got older and I got older, it started to, little creaks and pains in the back and the lower back started to make me not feel as good about it after the initial riding of the coaster and whatnot. So we've kind of done away with that and opted for more relaxing and interesting things. Being probably figured out by now that I've worked with band kids and I'm a music teacher. So I have an appreciation for all the live music that goes on at Disney, and I like to go see that. So you might see
lots of that.
Yes. So you might see some of that. So what do you say we kind of go through our trip plan and our wish list, okay? And again, a wish list is something that is a wish list. If we can get through all this, great.
It'll be a miracle.
Yeah, right. I will say though, probably it's very possible because we are going for an extended trip. We are going, I think, a full-blown 18 days, and that's a huge amount. That's longer than we've ever gone. But part of that is this. We want to take it easy and enjoy our trip. Okay, and that's one of the reasons why part of our trip is going to be. We start our trip at French Quarter, Disney Port Orleans French Quarter, which is a moderate level resort, and we'll do some walk arounds. You can see what the place looks like. I stayed there one time. Actually, no, we stayed there one night prior to a Disney cruise that we did, and I stayed there one additional night, and it was very nice. And it's a little cheaper, and you can stay a lot more, stay an extra day or two for what it would cost you to stay at a deluxe resort. And then we are going to move over in a few days to the Beach Club Villas, which is the Disney Yacht and Beach Club, the DVC portion of that.
That's our home resort.
Mm-hmm. And we almost every year we at least stay for a couple of days there. It's really nice, and it's just our home. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what it feels like. It's like having a summer home, and that's what we'd like to do. So, all right, so some of the things that we have written down for our wish list. Some are real basic, and they involve food, because we are, when Disney, we are foodies, or at least to a mild degree. Some of these vlogs we've watched, we would be amateurs. There's some people that just eat like crazy, and that's, we're not. It's awesome to see them do that. We're always like, oh my God, it looks so good. Look at them. But we know ourselves, and we know that we could never do like 3 table service meals a day.
No.
You know, we barely could do 2. You know, we basically eat twice a day and then snack for a lot of it. But we think there's
Up
a lot
here,
of
yeah, down here,
No, not at all. So what are some things that you name a few things, like we have it based starting with Magic Kingdom. Okay, so not that would be the first place we go, but so Magic Kingdom, what are some things you see on our list that you want to highlight?
Okay. Well, Mickey bars, but that's like anywhere.
Right. But
Anywhere we can find them.
It means more at Magic Kingdom, at least when you first get there.
Right. Dapper Dan's, try to catch up with them. Will has actually sung with them because he's done barbershop in the past, and they do allow him to sing along once in a while, so that's pretty cool.
It's a really neat thing because I've sung in a barbershop chorus and a barbershop quartet. When you join the Barbershop Harmony Society, you learn like maybe a half dozen to a dozen. They used to call them polecats. It's been a few years since I've been in there, but you can that way you can sing with, you find 3 other guys who sing the different parts, and you can all kind of get together and sing. Now some do a really good job, some do an okay job, some not so much. But when you go with the Dapper Dans, they all know everything, all those songs, and they know them really well, and they know all the parts. So you want to sing, you ask them nicely, and they say sure, and one guy will drop out, and the other 3 will sing with you. And it's really fun. So I'm going to try to get that in there. What else we got? Trolley show. Mm-hmm. They always have a neat trolley show, and it's different seasonally, so it's different things that come around. Cindy's done a lot of dancing, so anything involving choreographed movement or dancing, any kind of choreographed shows, those kind of things we like to catch as well.
That's always fun.
We have the new Happily Ever After fireworks. We actually
look forward to that.
Yes, we have a dessert party moment with that. Part of the reason for the dessert party is just that A, it's a dessert party, and B, it usually gives you a nice viewing area without having to sit and wait for 2 hours prior. And we are going in the summer when it's crowded. So we love watching the ragtime pianist, and there's one who works there that's been there since our honeymoon. Mm-hmm. I think he said last year we ran into him and we remembered him, and he said he's been working there for 37 years. He looks great.
Long time.
He loves playing piano.
Nice job.
I'd do it. That's great.
Great gig.
The People Mover, yay. Things like the Carousel of Progress. Mm-hmm. We haven't done the Astro Orbiter together, which is the one in the center of Tomorrowland. It spins up high. You have to go up the elevator.
Give that a shot.
See how that works. And then we always love to go to the Starlight Cafe. It's the counter service.
The one with Sunny Eclipse.
Yeah, Sunny Eclipse is the animatronic kind of lounge pianist.
We were introduced to him when we did Keys to the Kingdom.
Or is it one of those?
One of the tours.
Yeah. And we never knew he was there. And then we'd been going for years. We're like, wow, this is fun. So it's something cool. And it's air conditioned. Any place that's cool in the summer in Disney is always good.
Need those breaks.
Yes, you absolutely need those breaks. Even when you're even when you're only going for a short amount of time.
Yeah. So we definitely also want to do Small World and the Carousel, which we don't do that often, but since we're going to be there for a longer time, we're going to try to do some things that we don't normally do.
And we like to meet some of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that's really cool now is between Fast Pass and character dining, you can meet a lot of the characters. And you got to go if you're an adult and you don't have kids. You might be thinking, why on earth would they want to go see characters? We're not sitting there with autograph books, but we do like to get a photo with them. I don't know.
You kind of turn into a kid again when you get there. Yeah. And my room at school is Disney-fied. So I have tables that have the names of the 4 different lands in Disney. And I can use the pictures of the characters for activities and things. And I have posters of all the different Disney,
the lands,
the lands, and some of the great features and things. So it's fun to have that.
Yeah, so we always like to do that, especially now that you don't have to wait into it. You don't have to necessarily wait in a long line anymore. You can do that. Haunted Mansion, of course. We'd like to go on the riverboat. Now they have that Muppets Great Moments in History. We're big Muppet fans.
New.
That's something that we'd love to see, especially we're going around Independence Day in that general vicinity, so it'll be kind of fun. They say Jungle Cruise at night is an even more entertaining version of the ride than when you go during the day, because it's getting to closing time and the skippers tend to get a little more loose with their jokes. So we'll see how true that is. Of course, we got to try. We have our Dole Whip. Maybe visit the Tiki Room. They have a new Skipper Canteen, which is essentially like a restaurant next to or across from the Jungle Cruise, and it's manned by the skippers. And it's very fun. Again, with the looseness, with the jokes and the improv, a lot of fun. And the room is spectacular, and the food is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we had lunch there one time.
Yeah. So we might want to go back for that. Okay, move on to Epcot. Epcot is an awesome resort. It's an awesome park. We absolutely love spending time there. One of the your two favorite rides.
Soarin', Test Track.
Yep.
Yeah.
We go on. We get as much on there as we can. Cindy wants to try a cronut.
Yeah,
we
seen them in other vlogs, and they look amazing.
So
that's the only place that you can get them, I think.
Oh, there might be something in Magic Kingdom, but I've only seen him in passing.
So we know exactly where to find them.
Yeah, we love Spaceship Earth. The Pixar Film Fest they do where in the movie House in Imagination where Captain EO used to be, they now switched up a few movies. So I'm gonna check that out. They have a DVC lounge over there, so it's a nice place to cool off. Maybe do some pin trading. We don't do that much. Our daughter used to do that a lot. She likes to collect Stitch pins. So she's not with us for part of the trip, so I might try to do a little pin trading in her stead if I find anybody with a Stitch pin. There's a place called Club Cool, which is a Coke product free sample area.
Some interesting flavors.
Oh yes, we'll definitely show you that. There's a neat fountain show right outside of there that is kind of fun to watch. It has choreographed fountain. It was the precursor to the Bellagio fountain in Las Vegas. I think the same designer designed it, so it's kind of cool to see that.
Check that out.
Then of course we've got we love the nachos in Mexico. We've got the Frozen Ever After. Is that it? I think that's the ride in
we haven't seen that
in Norway.
Yeah, it's been around, but it's always too crowded.
There's the Mariachi Cobre, which is the Mexican mariachi band in Mexico, and that's always awesome to watch. There's the School Bread in Norway. The Tipsy Ducks in Love. That's a drink.
Sounds interesting.
So we're going to look for that. There's a new German band that plays outside of the German pavilion. The Voices of Liberty that perform out in the American Adventure Pavilion. The American Adventure Show. It's like a must-do every time we're there. They have the Summer Concert Series because the Summer Concert Series shows tribute bands throughout the summer. And because we're going to be there for enough time, we have the opportunity to see 3 different groups. I don't know if we'll see all 3. But the first group is Bee Gees, a tribute to the Bee Gees. The next one's a tribute to Bruce Springsteen. And the last one is a tribute to Journey. And we've seen a few of these groups, and they're really good.
They're good.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. They're really fun. And you don't have to stop and sit and watch the whole thing. You can just kind of,
stand there for a while, watch it, and then keep going.
Stop and get a drink over at the Liberty Tavern or wherever that thing is, where you get food. That's not Liberty Tavern. That's in the other park. Get fish and chips in England. Watch the British Invasion, which I think is the rock band that does British tribute groups.
A little visit to Canada.
Of course, we have, and all the other countries. We like to kind of browse through them all.
Right. We
love Illuminations, so we'll definitely catch that multiple times if possible. Because we were just saying that, it's recent news has reported that the company Siemens that sponsors both Spaceship Earth and Illuminations is not going to renew their contract with Disney. So we don't know what's going to happen. And it's okay. As much as I love Illuminations, if they go, I'm sure if they end it, it'll be replaced by something equally spectacular. And that's been around for about 17 years. So that's a long time for a fireworks show. But I'm excited to watch it again, and then when it's time to move on, it is. So Disney Hollywood Studios, I would say in some ways it's our favorite park. And which is, even now, it's our favorite park. Which anybody who knows what's going on in Disney knows that half that park is closed right now. They've closed a bunch of stuff to make way for 2 really, really big lands. They're making way for a Toy Story land, and they're making way for a Star Wars land. Anybody who knows me knows that Star Wars is my jam, and I have a whole other channel, Darth Tuba Star Wars unboxing page, where we unbox Star Wars items, or I do. I'm gonna get her on that for a couple of episodes this summer too.
We'll see.
But there's a lot of Star Wars, show type events there. Of course, there's Star Tours, the attraction, but there's also the March of the First Order, which is intense.
Yes.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Not really. Well, I wouldn't say it's intense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like
intimidating.
It's intimidating. It's not like jump out and scary is scary. It's just more intimidating.
I was trying to enjoy a Mickey bar last year, and it was it was the most it was the most I don't even stressful Mickey bar I ever had when they were coming right at you.
It was crazy. There's the launch bay, which they have like props and costumes and replicas and things. They have we're going to do their galactic dessert party, which also includes a prime viewing area for the galactic fireworks.
Cool.
Really, really cool stuff. So there's lots of Star Wars stuff there. We have reservations for the 50s Primetime Cafe that we're going to head over at the Brown Derby Lounge, which is, nice because we love the Brown Derby for their Cobb salad. Their Cobb salad is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's where it originated, the Brown Derby out in California.
Exactly. So it's a little pricey. Okay, but when you go at the lounge, you get kind of a smaller version of it, and it's a little less expensive.
You can sit right outside under a canopy, and nice.
It's really nice. And if you get a part right by the door, even in the summer, it's you can
feel the air coming.
You can feel the cool air coming in, so it's really great. We have reservations for Mama Melrose, of course, the Great Movie Ride, Muppet Vision 3D, Pizza Rizzo, which is a new pizza place next to Muppet Vision. There's a Music of Pixar.
Check that out. Which
is actually a live, I think it's like a 35-piece orchestra, which, again, that's my thing. So I'm real excited to see that. Then we move over to Animal Kingdom. In Animal Kingdom, let's just say one thing, Pandora.
Definitely want to check out all the new stuff there.
I mean, just being there at night.
From what we've seen on other vlogs and things, it's amazing.
Yeah, it looks incredible.
Really
the Flight of Passage, Navi River Journey, and just walking around that place both during the day and at night when all the bioluminescent, trees and things and plants are glowing. Really excited to see how that works, and
and that's what we love. Every time we go back, there's new things to check out. Yeah,
they don't really go very long without at least putting something new in it. I mean, this is the Pandora, it's a whole new land, so that's a little bit more out of the ordinary. But yeah, even every other year, there's always a little something new. So we're excited about that. We like Tusker House is one of our favorite. I typed it in my little notes here, and it actually respelled it Tuskegee. Tuskegee House, which is not a thing, but Tusker House is a thing. Great place for breakfast.
Tuskegee somewhere else.
Yeah, Tuskegee somewhere else. Right. Yak and Yeti, both an inside and it has a little takeout spot. So, And speaking of food,
there's a lot of places we want to check out in Disney Springs.
One of the reasons we want to stay in Port Orleans French Quarter is that it actually has a boat ride.
It's a boat ride
to get you right into Disney Springs, which we think we'll take advantage of because the last time we were there, we walked around it a little bit and we thought, my God, this place what an amazing, not that we didn't like it when it was downtown Disney, we liked it, but it's so much bigger and it's so much more themed and it's just so much nicer to walk around. There are stores in there that are so pricey that we would never even dream of purchasing anything. But then there are other stores.
There's a lot of fun places too.
Yeah, and a lot of reasonable things. So we don't do an extensive amount of shopping, but we do some. So it'll be nice to check out.
Gotta have some souvenirs and Disney things to enjoy at home.
Exactly. We liked it. We don't go, we don't go really nuts with our Disney decorating. We have an animation cell there. We have some Mickey hands on our doorknobs in our kitchen, but that's about
mugs.
Yeah, we have lots of mugs. And other than that, we reserve most of it for the Star Wars rooms in the basement. So, but there's places like Deluxe Burger, Earl of Sandwich, Blaze Pizza. We want to maybe go check out Splitsville, the bowling alley, which has great food in there too.
Fun.
We usually like to go see a Disney movie while we're in Disney, and Cars 3 is out now, so
we're probably holding out to see it there.
We're going to hold it out for that. There's a Marvel store, there's a Star Wars store. So those are some Disney Spring things. Some other stuff we have on the docket. We have we have afternoon tea at the schedule for the Grand Floridian. We're trying to be very posh and very British on this trip, partially because our daughter is actually studying abroad this summer in London. She will be joining us for the latter part of the trip. But for now, to honor her and show her that we miss her, we're going to indulge in some of the British traditions. At the Polynesian, we have the luau scheduled, so we're looking forward to that.
Haven't done that in a really
It's been a long time. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And Trader Sam's Lounge, we just got to get in there. I don't care, if we have to wait, in a line to get in. It has to happen because it's been a few years and it's just it looks crazy. And we have for Beach Club, the Beach Club Villas, some things in there that are really awesome. This Cape May Cafe, which is a great dining place. The Stormalong Bay is a beautiful pool area. It's almost like a little mini water park in itself. It's really nice, very comfortable, almost beach-like, like a sand bottom pool. Around there, we have the Boardwalk Resorts on the other side. We have Jelly Rolls, which is the piano bar. We have the Abracadabra bar, which is like a magic-themed bar. We have the Hoop to Do Review at Fort Wilderness, which we've been saying, we got to go see that. We got to go see that. It's going to happen this year.
Yeah.
And, I think that's the main gist of it. There's a lot of little stuff that we didn't really mention. We didn't mention every single attraction that we're going to go on and things like that. But
a lot of them, though.
There's a lot there. We did get to a lot. I know this is running a little long, but it's our intro, and we want to let people know what we have in mind. So
what might be coming up in future videos.
So we hope you'll stay tuned. We will kind of obviously it'll be a lot more interesting than just watching our yellow wall here. We'll we will work on giving you some great views of the parks, views of the resorts, some walkthroughs, some of the attractions, and some look at some of the food.
The food?
Yes, the food. And we're really excited about it. And if you like it, please subscribe and share and let other people know about it. And if we get enough interest in it, we will continue to do this when we go on future trips. But we're looking forward to it and sharing our experience with you. Okay, so it's Poppin' Into Disney was the name of the channel, and that's where our vlog will be located. And that's all we have for it right now. We might build it into other things like Twitter and Facebook at a later date, but right now it's just on YouTube, and it'll be Poppin' Into Disney. So,
all right, I think it's time to pop out.
Popping out. All right, thank you.